Two people eat the same meal, same calories, same food, and get completely different results. Most people never find out why, and that gap costs them years of progress. Here is what nobody talks about. The order you eat your food changes everything inside your body. Not the amount, not the macros, not the meal plan, just the sequence of your first bites. Your body makes a decision before food even reaches your bloodstream, store or burn. That decision happens in seconds, and most people are accidentally choosing the wrong answer daily. Stay with me, because this changes everything you thought you knew about fat loss and metabolism. Before digestion begins, before insulin rises, your nervous system is already predicting what is coming next. This early phase is called the cephalic response, and it quietly decides your entire metabolic outcome. When refined carbs hit first, your body screams emergency. Glucose is spiking. Insulin must rise fast. But when protein arrives first, the prediction completely changes, and your body stays calm and organized. Most people get this completely wrong. They focus on calories while ignoring the most powerful lever available. Protein is not just muscle food. It is information your body reads before anything else is processed. When protein arrives first, it sends one clear message. Energy is coming slowly. No emergency exists here. That single message changes how blood sugar rises, how insulin behaves, and how fat cells respond. Here is what nobody talks about. Amino acids slow stomach emptying before carbohydrates even enter your system. This triggers stretch receptors and chemical sensors that signal fullness, control, and metabolic calm throughout your body. Your small intestine releases hormones like GLP-1 and GIP, telling the pancreas to respond proportionally, not urgently. This is not about blocking insulin. It is about giving insulin the right timing and the right tone. Protein first creates a smooth hormonal curve instead of the spike and crash pattern destroying your metabolism daily. At the same time, protein activates the gut-brain axis through the vagus nerve. Cortisol begins to quiet down. Ghrelin, the hormone driving urgency and hunger, starts dropping before carbohydrates even enter your bloodstream at all. So when carbs arrive later in the meal, they enter a system that is already calm and prepared. Glucose clears more efficiently because insulin sensitivity is higher when your body is operating in a relaxed state. Muscles absorb more glucose. Fat cells receive a completely different message than they would have received otherwise. Instead of interpreting the meal as a sudden surplus, fat cells respond as if energy is being distributed thoughtfully. This is why the same bowl of rice can produce wildly different blood sugar responses in different people. Write this down. Your body is not reacting to individual nutrients. It is reacting to sequences and expectations. Protein first reshapes those expectations before a single carbohydrate molecule enters your bloodstream and changes everything downstream. This next part is the most important. The benefits begin stacking in ways most people never connect back. Appetite becomes quieter not because you are forcing restraint, but because hunger hormones never fully activated in the first place. Peptide YY increases, GLP-1 stays elevated longer, and leptin sensitivity improves consistently over weeks of this simple practice. That late-night craving for something sweet often disappears completely because blood sugar never crashed after your earlier meal. Energy stays stable for hours, not because you ate less, but because your body distributed fuel instead of dumping it. When insulin rises slowly, hormone-sensitive lipase is not aggressively shut down. Fat burning does not completely stop after eating. Your body stays metabolically flexible, able to switch between incoming energy and stored energy without entering any kind of panic. This flexibility separates people who eat normally and stay lean from those who feel every meal pushes them backward. Protein first also changes how nutrients are partitioned inside the body. Amino acids activate muscle protein synthesis pathways efficiently. This tells the body that muscle is a priority tissue. Glucose then has somewhere productive and useful to go. Instead of being pushed into visceral fat stores, glucose gets pulled into muscle cells to replenish glycogen and support repair. There is also a subtle but powerful behavioral shift that most people completely overlook when learning about this approach. Starting with protein naturally slows the pace of eating. Chewing takes longer. Satiety signals register before the plate empties. By the time you reach carbohydrates later in the meal, the urgency is completely gone, and portions naturally shrink. Most people assume they need to remove foods to get results. They just need to change the order instead. Here is what nobody talks about. Insulin itself is not your enemy. It only becomes a problem without context. When carbohydrates lead the meal, insulin is summoned urgently, before the body has had any time to prepare itself. That urgency shuts down fat release completely, and over time teaches fat cells to become increasingly defensive and resistant. Protein first gives insulin context. By the time it is released, the body already knows how much energy is arriving. Multiple clinical studies confirm that eating protein before carbohydrates reduces post-meal glucose spikes and lowers insulin demand significantly. Lower insulin peaks preserve insulin sensitivity over time. Cells remain responsive instead of becoming flooded and eventually shutting down. Cortisol and insulin stop amplifying each other, and that pairing was the exact recipe driving central fat storage before. The result is a hormonal environment where fat storage is no longer the automatic default response to every single meal. Stay with me because this changes everything. There is also a neurological layer most people never hear about at all. Stable blood sugar means stable dopamine. When glucose spikes and crashes, dopamine follows and cravings intensify throughout the day. When meals begin with protein, dopamine remains steady. The pull toward snacks and sugar simply stops feeling so urgent. This is why people report improved focus, calmer mood, and fewer afternoon slumps without changing a single calorie consumed. Even sleep improves. Evening protein-first meals reduce nighttime glucose swings, allowing melatonin to rise naturally and repair to happen. Fat loss does not happen because you tried harder. It happens because the body finally gets uninterrupted time to recover. Now here is what most people get completely wrong when they first hear about this powerful and practical approach. Protein first does not mean forcing large portions when appetite is low or ignoring the quality of your overall meal. Highly processed protein bars or sweetened shakes eaten while stressed do not create the same hormonal response at all. Stress overrides sequencing. If cortisol is already dominating, the protein-first signal gets buried underneath the stress response entirely. Protein first works best when it leads into a balanced meal, not when it stands alone as a shortcut. And perhaps the most important mistake is expecting the scale to move before internal repair has even had time to happen. Fat loss is not the first adaptation your body makes. Stability comes first, and fat loss follows naturally after that. When stability is established, the body no longer needs to keep emergency reserves close to vital organs for protection. Fat loss becomes permission-based rather than punishment-based. You are not forcing results. You are removing the reason to resist. This is why the approach feels sustainable. It works with reflexes that already exist inside your biology right now. You do not need to overhaul your diet overnight. Start with the very next meal sitting in front of you. Take a few bites of protein first. Then notice your energy, your hunger, and your focus throughout the rest of the day. Your body has been listening to every signal you send. Now you finally know exactly how to speak its language.